Yo, 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 welcome to Hard Pass. I am your host, Jacques Slade. Today on the show, we've got NFL players making headlines with their cleats that are based on hooping shoes. Jimmy Butler surprising us with the third signature shoe already. An F1 check-in with 3 races to go, the week's hottest releases, and of course, we have our Hard Pass. All right, so let's start with some hot takes. Shout out to Saquon Barkley of the Philadelphia Eagles. His reverse huddle highlight is the frontrunner for play of the year in the NFL. Like, wow. Pretty sure you can't even do that on Madden. Apologies to Jets wide receiver Garrett Wilson and his Jumpman impression. Barkley's amazing combination of moves and picture-perfect leap was not only a signature moment for him, but his Nike LeBron 4 cleats. We've seen the LeBron 4s on the gridiron for a while now, but I don't know if any colorway or variant or custom will ever be able to top that Saquon leap. It was so instantly memorable. Nike US Football posted a reverse witness logo alongside the photo and a potential t-shirt release, recalling one of the earlier marketing campaigns surrounding LeBron James. Did Saquon mess around and make the LeBron 4s more famous than LeBron did? Let me know down in the comments below. It does make me wonder, though, what is it about basketball sneakers that translates so well to other sports? Football, baseball, golf. Even pro wrestling has gotten in on the action. WWE's Big Bronson Reed continued to wreck Seth Rollins in Jordan 3s before Seth paid him back with the victory at Crown Jewel and Space Jam 11 Lows. Sounds like a topic we could explore on our podcast, Too Hard to Pass, which drops every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Make sure you check that out. Anyway, speaking of Wilson, Adidas continues to notch wins in the social media game. After everyone wondered if Jordan Brand would poach Wilson from Adidas after that amazing Jumpman catch, Adidas replied back with a press release saying that Wilson ain't going nowhere. Only thing missing was the press release being colored in peach, and we know who were the geniuses behind that bit. ASICS continues their hot streak with a new collaboration with Concepts. They just dropped a new gel Cayano 14 colorway that manages to feel both perfect for a tropical climate and a Christmas Day fit. Not sure how that was possible, but good job by the Concepts team. By the way, how are we feeling about ASICS moving up the sneaker power rankings? I, for one, welcome the variety and would love to see both their classics and their new releases get plenty of love in the sneaker community. Share your thoughts on ASICS on the comments below. This past week, the Miami Heat and the Washington Wizards played in Mexico City, and Jimmy Butler debuted a special Mexico-centric PE of his signature Li Ning JB3 sneaker. There's so much to unpack in that sentence. First, I didn't know the NBA was going to Mexico for a regular season game. That's cool. That's amazing. Second, I knew that Jimmy Butler had a signature deal with Li Ning, but I didn't know that he was already on his third model. That feels like a failure of communication there. Look, I could be wrong, and Jimmy and Li Ning are happy with their partnership that will not include that much of a presence here in America. But it would be nice if we at least heard about it more from Li Ning instead of having to wait until an aggregator account posts it, or if we have to do the digging ourselves through the NBA Photos archive. It just goes to show you the uphill battle that someone like Kyrie Irving is facing with his own anti-line. He's doing everything he can at the moment to make the Kai 1 and Kai 1 speed relevant to American audiences. He can't let up lest he fall into obscurity here like Butler's line with Li Ning. So far, so good as he's rocking collaborations with Shoe Surgeon and selling them at places like Hibbett Sports and Dick's Sporting Goods. But there's a long way to go, man, and I hope Kai and Jimmy can make it in their own ways. So, Soul Retriever, they're reporting that Trae Young's Adidas contract has officially expired, and the shoe that was to become the Trae Young 4 has been canceled, meaning the 3-time All-Star can't start wearing. Oh, right. Well, he's actually already been wearing the Air Jordan 39 for Hawks games along with rocking Antas during training camp. Looks like Jordan Brand is the leader in the clubhouse now for Trae's services, but it's going to be very curious to see if the brand would give Trae another shot at being a signature shoe athlete. They already have a trio of signature athletes in Luka, Jason, and Zion. Not only that, they just introduced the Jordan Air, a women's specific basketball shoe. That makes me wonder if they're just waiting for the right time and the right athlete to start a new WNBA-centric signature line with someone. Trae is still a top-tier talent, I feel, but there's definitely been a cooling of the hype cycling around him. Ironically, despite being a Jordan signature athlete, it feels like Zion is also going through the same thing at the moment. So it's not like he is safe either. But if Zion were to falter, Paulo Banchero is likely next up before a hypothetical Trae signing. Look, if Trae were to sign with Anta or Puma or New Balance, I wouldn't be shocked if he didn't get another crack at his signature line. But Adidas let him go, and Nike and Jordan Brand, they're stacked. If he's determined to sign with Nike, maybe he makes the move over to Converse and joins a small but high-profile roster that includes SGA, who is reported to be getting a signature shoe as well. It's not Nike or the Jumpman, but being a part of something on the rise like Converse's return to hoops proper could be an interesting lane for Trae. And speaking of Nike, Nike's continued integration into Fortnite, aka an actual metaverse, continues with the introduction of KICKS, kicks in all caps. Coming to the Fortnite store on November 12th, the new in-game cosmetic option will allow players to add sneakers from Nike and Jordan Brand like the Air Jordan 1 Black Toe Reimagined, along with more playful items that actually fit Fortnite's goofy vibe like these baby shark bunny slippers. According to Epic, kicks, all caps, will be compatible with over 500 of the most popular Fortnite outfits with the goal of getting to around 95% compatibility by spring 2025. That means there's always going to be a small percentage of characters that won't be available. Now, I imagine that these sneaker options will be compatible with virtually every character that Epic has made themselves. But I wonder what the restrictions are for the licensed skins. Like, Travis Scott is probably a gimme. Same goes for Nike athletes like LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm going to assume that you won't be able to suit up notable stars like Reebok's Shaquille O'Neal or Adidas' Patrick Mahomes and Jays, but what about the Avengers? Is Princess Leia part of the 5%? We've seen so many artists put Goku and the rest of Dragon Ball crew in Jordans. Can Fortnite make that happen? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Deion Sanders' sneaker comeback with Nike has been met with much praise and love, both on and off the gridiron. But a leaked sample has emerged that reportedly references Coach Prime's short-lived career as a musician. So these Nike Air Diamond Turfs in what appears to be a white colorway with hits of light blue and gold are a reference to Primetime's single, Must Be the Money. That's cool. I low-key like the song for its inherent cheesiness and pure 90s excess. But if we're in the business of reviving Coach's music catalog, might we suggest Straight to My Feet from the Street Fighter II, the movie soundtrack featuring MC Hammer? Yeah. I mean, the music video is next level with Prime and MC Hammer and Jean-Claude Van Damme dressed up as Guile, hamming it up with their dance moves. I'm not sure what the sneaker would look like, but any chance that co-writer gets to reference that song on this show, I feel like it's appropriate that he does it. Shout out to friend of the program, Anna Bedeones. She recently got a pair of the Nike Shox VC signed by who else? Vince Carter. Always cool to get a piece of history like that signed. And you know what? It's been heartwarming to see how Vince and the city of Toronto have set aside their long-running beef and are just celebrating the good times. I mean, if you had told me prior to their reconciliation that Vince would be the first Raptor to get a jersey retirement, I would not have believed you. Kyle Lowry? Yeah. Kawhi Leonard, even though he was only there for one season, but it was a season that got them their only championship so far? Sure. DeMar DeRozan? Absolutely. Well, it would be absolutely if Drake didn't have sway in the matter. See, not only did the Raptors retire Vince's jersey last week, they did it on a night when DeMar and the Sacramento Kings were in town. See, Drake is apparently still not happy with DeMar over the whole being a key figure in the whole beef with Kendrick Lamar thing. I mean, I guess if I thought DeMar was my good friend, I would also feel some kind of way if he was mentioned in a song, cameoed in a music video, and showed up to a concert dedicated to basically roasting my ass. But then again, I know better than to start anything with Kendrick. Drake said that he would personally take down a DeMar banner if it ever happened, to which DeMar replied with a, good luck with that. Not gonna lie, I need to see this happen. Yeah, let's retire DeMar's jersey in Toronto only to see if Drake is going to follow through on his word. And no, I don't mean he's going to hire somebody or use a drone. I need to see if he is as petty as he says he is and cuts the banner down himself. Because if he doesn't, that feels like another win for Kendrick, and he didn't even do anything. So far. All right, for our pick of the week, it's the Nike Air Max Waffle in Action Green and Altitude Green. This is going to be on the 14th for $140. And when it comes to hybrid sneakers, Nike's track record hasn't always been great. Actually, we remember them more for their misses, Jordan fusions most notably, than we do for their successes like the Sacai waffles or the recent Jordan 2-3. This time, Nike is taking their iconic waffle trainer and mixing it up with the tooling from the Air Max Plus. It's a little unusual at first glance because the eras which they came from feel like they should not match, but I feel like this pair has a chance to break through and capture an audience. I don't know about it capturing the people like a new Air Max model would, but it's certainly something that caught my eye, and I'm guessing that I'm not the only one. So let's do an F1 checkup with 3 races to go and what has been a really fun season. We've got several drivers winning multiple races, shocking podiums like what the Alpine crew just did last week in Brazil, rookies showing out, except when it's raining, and a real deal championship fight for the first time since 2021. Well, I mean, it was a real deal championship fight, but not anymore, man, because Max Verstappen is him. Barring something inconceivable over the next 3 races, like failing to score and Lando Norris winning each time, this championship is in the bag for Max. Okay, asterisk on everything I'm about to say because we are new to watching F1 on a regular basis, but that may have been the best driving performance that we've ever seen. To go from 17th place to setting the fastest lap 17 different times en route to victory in the rain was insane to watch. Yes, there was a timely red flag that allowed Max and the Alpine drivers to take the top 3 spots, but he still had to put himself in that position, overtaking more than half of the field before the red flag. Just a virtuoso performance from a generational talent. And now we're headed to Vegas. I'm not sure if I or co-rider will make it to the race. There's something about it being in Vegas that makes it hard to justify the expense. Like, really, I'm paying thousands of dollars to sit in a spot in Vegas that I normally would just walk or drive by. At least when it's in a country I want to visit in Europe or Asia, there's the novelty of going somewhere I've never been. And in some of these places, the cost of a round-trip plane ticket and lodging and good seats is somehow cheaper than Vegas. The value proposition, it just doesn't make sense, Vegas. Keep dropping those prices and then we'll talk. Maybe. Anyway, where was I? Right, the actual races left. Hey, Max wrapping up the Drivers' Championship in Vegas or Qatar the following week seems like a formality, but here's hoping that Lando can hold off the coronation until Abu Dhabi. Meanwhile, I would still like to see Ferrari giving their all to win the Constructors' Championship as it bodes well for an incoming Lewis Hamilton next season. Mainly because I'd like to watch a full season of Lewis being happy with his car since he was miserable in Mercedes this year, save for Silverstone. Let's see. There's the tension over Red Bull's seat because Sergio Perez has underperformed this season. Would like to see him regain some form these last 3 races and hang on to that spot for next year. If not, I hope Red Bull gives Yuki Tsunoda a shot at that seat after racing for the Red Bull Junior team for a while now. It's just been a fun season to watch, and I can't wait to join the millions of fans who watch Drive to Survive next year and say things like, wait, that's not how that happened, or hey, why didn't they cover this storyline? Good times ahead for our F1 fandom. All right, it's time for this week's Hard Pass, where we take a look at something in the culture that just needs to go, like WWE's New Day maintaining their status quo. So, for the past several months, the team of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston have been teasing tension within the group. It's been a slow build. A little too slow in our opinion, but it all seems to be coming to a head as this Monday night, an entire episode of Raw is going to be dedicated to the group's 10th anniversary since their formation. Now, you might be wondering why this is a big deal if you're a new or lapsed WWE fan. Well, the New Day, which also includes the semi-retired Big E, is an institution. In an era when tags teams consisted of single wrestlers haphazardly thrown together because creative had nothing for them, the New Day managed to stick together for a decade, winning over fans, breaking merchandise sales records, and elevating 2 of its members to world championships. They took what was seen by many as a cheesy, stereotypical preacher gimmick and made it into unicorns in video games and pancakes. Don't ask how that makes sense. It just does. Where the New Day differs from almost every other group from this era is that they have never turned on each other. It's a tale as old as time. Tag team or faction gets massively over with a crowd, management notices, picks one to be a single star, breaks them up. Think Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, Edge and Christian, The Shield. The list goes on and on. The New Day have gone on record saying they refuse to be broken up because their friendship, both in real life and in storyline, is super important to them and they want to prove that. Blah, blah, blah. It's time to break them up, damn it, or at least make them interesting again. See, ever since Big E had to step away due to a neck injury, the Woods and Kofi iteration of New Day have floundered. Yeah, they still sell merch and the crowd loves them when they pop up, but they haven't been booked as a credible threat as a tag team or as singles. Woods became king of the ring, but that felt like a career achievement award more than a promotion to the top of the card. Meanwhile, their buddies, but also longtime storyline rivals, the Usos, are WrestleMania main eventers. Jey Uso is now selling out t-shirts that say yeet and popping crowds with his amazing entrances. Granted, the Usos benefited from being in proximity to WWE's biggest attraction in Roman Reigns, but you can't help but wonder if the New Day could have achieved something similar if they had been more willing to be daring with their bookings, which is why what happens on Monday is going to be critical for the New Day moving forward. Anything needs to happen that advances their story. They can't just celebrate, bring back Big E, throw some pancakes, reminisce about the old days, and call it a night. They've been teasing dissension for months now, and there needs to be a payoff in the form of a heel turn. Now, that turn could go a number of ways. It could be Woods, who's been winning matches lately through nefarious means, but always playing them off as a happy accident. It could be Kofi, the eternal babyface, who finally snaps before Woods gets a chance. Maybe Big E announces he's returning to in-ring competition and wrecks Kofi and Woods. Maybe they all turn heel together. Technically, that means they don't go back on their never turn on each other ethos. All I'm saying is that the New Day needs a refresh badly, and this 10th anniversary celebration should be the kickoff to something special. Let's all hope it's a new day. Yes, it is, and feel the power as bad guys. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Thank you for watching Hard Pass. I'll see you next week, but not before I leave you with a viewer Hard Pass.
Hi, this is Iris calling from Health Group. I'm just calling in regards to your appointment that you have this upcoming Friday. If you can please give me a call back at 818 and hit extension 3. Thank you.
Hey, I asked for bars, not doctor's appointments. Come on, people. Let's hear them. If you'd like to possibly be featured in a future episode, though, call us at 818-493-9325. Leave a short message, your socials if you want, no more than 30 seconds. All right. I'll see you next week. Peace.